Fanatics. My name is Fanatic, and today we are continuing with Call of Cthulhu. I'm actually pretty excited to get back into this. I haven't played it in a good while. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I haven't been able to post much frequently. Words are not my forte right now, apparently. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into this. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, the female friend of Bradley, who helped him escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man named Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decided to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. Enter madness. That's an eye.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
No, do not drink, Pierce. Anything to look at? No? Okay. I guess go talk to him. This place is a lot nicer during the day, I'm not even gonna lie. Oops.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like shit.
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
Talk to you.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
What have a cult? Darn! Found this. I don't know what I found.
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
You just see Charles is alive.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
The memory seems to be failing
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital, and called on Marie's help to get you released.
Why?
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Oh, he's getting agitated.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
intrusive, and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Oh, did I not pass the test? Okay. Dr. Colden. Did Fuller found Riverside?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla.
No, it
He
was him.
founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful
That's
families
suspicious.
dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I
Sarah
found a
Hawkins was
file
committed.
bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Turn up a little bit.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan, and I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller, and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Might be onto a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient.
They do get
Or was.
broken to pieces.
I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Oh no, what about you? That's sort of crazy. No, let's be
I
honest.
didn't see what.
Our dress is freaked out.
Something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr.
I
Sanders?
don't think she did.
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene
I
Sanders.
think it's a good idea.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw.
Yeah, we
let's
can't
not
just be
jump
like,
to
hey,
conclusions.
this invisible
That
monster
seems wise indeed.
tore
Very
your
well.
husband
see
apart
Francis's widow.
almost.
Perhaps
That'd be
I'll find a
that'll go
link
over
between her
great.
husband's
Let me just
death
say.
and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
Shut up, Pierce. You were
I'll do
dead.
my best.
I'll do my best. Did I level up at all? Oh, I do have a point. Psychology? No. What should I put it in? Psychology is actually really high. I'm an expert. I don't know why I put that in strength. That's a waste. Spot hidden, investigation. Let's do investigation. Why not? Validate. Yes. Okay. Talk to me.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
You need a hug?
Let us
Ooh.
go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
Alright, fair enough. Ha! Ooh. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve Sarah Hawkins' case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders,
So very manly.
I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Hi, Cat. You still hate me?
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
What are you even doing here?
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
That's a creepy painting of you, lady. Okay.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings.
There a bit of jealousy there?
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned.
Yeah, he gashed out his freaking
You,
eyes!
on the other hand, a perfect stranger. We're able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
I'm gonna lie to her. Oh.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident?
Should I have tried that?
This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy.
I feel like I screwed up there.
You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
I can't say that one. I guess
Did
I
your
have to.
husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Can I crouch in this game? Oh, I can. Okay. Alright. What do I got?
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Where's the phonograph? Oh, it's right there beside me. I'm an idiot. It's right here. Right, there you go.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
I don't think you're supposed to be
Nobody
hearing
can
this.
answer, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Definitely shouldn't have listened to that lady. Actually sounds pretty nice.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
That's a terrifying looking painting. What? Take a look at things? Okay. I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Oh.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
If he's cheating on his wife. I doubt it.
A house of artists.
What's this? Is it like a visitor log?
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
She knew what it would bring.
He
I
finally
guess.
won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
I saw that spelling. That was terrible spelling. That's why I point that out. think I even want to look at this thing.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
I don't know if you want to see it, bro. Oh my lord. It's a full terror of lies. Why do you want to see it?
Did she really care for him after all?
I don't want to look at this painting, bros. I know I called you bros.
I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. An old diary.
While you spend some time on Reverend Wickwood's community, his wife expressed her worries about the strange dream that the Reverend congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of the vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. I don't know what that is. What's this? Oh, I opened it. Key to Sanders Gallery. What's this? Should I read this? What affected me? I don't know. Let's talk to her first, I guess.
That's
I don't
twice
know.
you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
Look,
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others.
rude.
What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Let's see what
I have a
we got.
well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective.
Haha!
But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
No, I
Not
wouldn't.
now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Sweetheart. What? Oh, what is this? Oh, sweet. My medicine went up.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
What is this? Cultism went up. My hair's bugging me. What are you reading, princess?
Go take a hike, Detective.
Well, screw you too. Screw it, we're gonna read the book. Whoa. Okay. It's an encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. Begin to believe that they exist. Ah! What the hell was that? Did that affect my sanity? Sanity. Oh, okay. That's not good. I'm shaking. Okay. Why are my skills highlighted? Oh, I have another point. Get my investigation in this city. Then Gucci. I'm so scared to go in here. How long have I been recording? Oh, damn. Okay. We're gonna do this in the next one. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
That we're gonna